What's up, everybody? Another segment of Frankly My Dear. So, man, dive right into it. Got the Week 8 power rankings. Go from top 10. Go from 10 to 1 as I usually do. So, without further ado, here we go. Number 10, I have the Carolina Panthers. They got a tough road win coming back from 17 down against the defending Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. They showed a lot of grit. Cam has looked good. Has looked very good this year. Very consistent this year. Defense been kind of shaky at times throughout games, but they've been cracking down in second halves, and they did the same thing against Philly. They just gave them headaches, man. You know, they moved the ball easy, exposed that Philly secondary, and the Panthers, man. Like I said, they don't do it the flashy way. But Cam is making a lot more plays with his arm than he has in recent years, you know, and it's showing. And it's helping the team stay in contention for a playoff spot. Number 9, I hate to do this because I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to put my Washington Redskins number 9, man. The Redskins got two impressive back-to-back victories. Of course, they, beat Dallas. In a nail biter this past weekend. Hadn't beat Dallas in a while. They beat the Panthers last week, and then also they got a win. They got a win against Aaron Rodgers. So they beat some pretty decent decent quarterbacks. All right. Defensively, they're stuff in the run. They're much more improved compared to last year and last couple years when they were ranked last or second to last in run defense. Secondary still decent. What's been most impressive to me is what they've been able to, how Gruden, in my opinion, it's a credit to his coaching, has been able to adjust with all the injuries. No Crowder, no Thompson, no Paul Richardson. Last couple games, Paul Richardson did play last game, but he was banged up. And Thompson hasn't played since the Saints game, beginning of the Saints game. Crowder hasn't played in a couple weeks. So I like what they've done, man. Honestly, what they're doing is very similar to how Dallas to Dallas strategy. Run the ball, stop the run, and dominate up front. And that's what they've been doing, and it's been working for them so far this year. And I think they should only improve. Alex Smith hasn't been great, but he hasn't been horrible neither. He's not turning the ball over as usual, and I think his leadership is really he and Adrian Peterson, those two guys, man. I think their leadership really has played a major part in the attitude of the team this year. And like I said, I like the way Jay Gruden switched the offense to adapt to what he has. Hopefully the offense only gets better as their weapons start to come back. Hope and maybe they make a trade for a bigger receiver, but we shall see. Number 7, I got the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota has just been consistently good. The defense is getting consistently better. Everson Griffin coming back this week. Kirk Cousins has been. Excuse me, y'all. Kirk Cousins has been Kirk Cousins. Giving you the big yards. Thielen, honestly, is playing like the best receiver in the league right now. And, it's just been they just look like they're clicking on all cylinders. I think Cook, they say he should be fully healthy after their bye week, but that's still a couple weeks away. But in the meantime, if the defense keeps improving, the offense keeps flowing, Vikings going to be very dangerous. Number 6, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even though they did have a bye this week, I still like what the Steelers are doing before the bye. Like I said, they lead the league. Well, we're leading the league in sacks. I can see the Steelers making some kind of trade around the trade deadline to get another player in that secondary. They still got Le'Veon Bell, who I think will eventually come back. I think he got like a week or two before he has to come back. The Steelers they're one of those teams that's trending up. That's right at the ship. We getting into late season, and that's when you see the teams kind of start to separate themselves, especially those veteran teams like the Steelers. Number 5, I got New England Patriots. The Patriots just been finding ways to win, man. this past weekend. The offense wasn't clicking all the way against the Bears. So what happened? Special teams took over. They got two special teams touchdowns. If you look at it, that made a difference in this. That was the game right there. That special teams play. So the Patriots, they look very solid. One thing though that concerns me with the Patriots, they do not have a consistent pass rush. I think that's going to eventually bite them in the end, especially when they got to go against teams like the Chiefs and the Steelers and the Chargers, potentially in the playoffs. I think that's really going to bite them not having a pass rush. But you notice the Patriots, they made a deal, traded a 6th-round pick for somebody the caliber of a Clowney or somebody, even though I'm not saying that's who they would trade for, but I'm just saying that caliber of player, people tend to just give the Patriots players. I don't know, Belichick ain't mind control over folks, but I got the Patriots number 5, man. Number 4, I got the Chargers. Chargers with the Linden. On the Titans, for a gutsy, tough Titans team. Titans had them on the rope, but they were able to hold up and prevent the 2-point conversion. But they were just impressive, man. The Chargers have been consistently good as well. Their only losses are two of the best teams in the league, the Rams and the Chiefs. And they've pretty much just been walking over everybody else. I think they started rough against the 49ers, but they ended up taking over that game as well. And the Chargers, they really don't. They got a plethora of weapons on offense. The defense is starting to play like it played last year, slowly but surely. And Bosa is about to come back soon. So, man, the Chargers are in great position to do some special things the second half of the season. Number 3, I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs at number 3 again because, to me, the offense is just ridiculous video game but the defense still is a little shaky. They played good, but they did play solid against a good Bengals offense that's been clicking this year, and I do see the defense trending a little bit better. They are starting to get us pass rush. Eric Berry will eventually be back. I can see them possibly making a deal too to bring another corner in. They got Justin Houston will come back, even though he's getting older, but I think the defense is eventually going to catch up, but there's still a lot of holes in it. I still don't quite trust it just yet, but the offense, man, is unstoppable. No weaknesses on offense. We'll see, though. We've seen this with Andy Reid teams before. As it get colder, the weather changes. That style of offense, man, it tend to be more difficult to run that style of offense. But I don't know, man. The Chiefs are just too explosive, I think, to be slowed down. Only thing that I think can hurt the offense is if an injury, pretty much. Number 2, I got the Saints. Man. I know the defense is slowly starting to play well again. Defense is slowly starting to play well again. I got them a tough victory against the Ravens, even though they kind of got lucky. The fact that Tucker missed the extra point when he never missed anything. But the Saints, man, they another team solid across the board defensively as well. They just traded for Eli Apple, who I think did need a change of scenery. He was pretty good his rookie year. Haven't been quite as special the last 2 years, but I think I think a change of scenery might do him well if he plays anything close to how he played early in his career. Saints just added another piece, man. They got two good backs, good receivers, Drew Brees, Cameron Jordan. The Saints got just a very well balanced team, and I feel like they're a little more balanced than the Chiefs are right now, with an offense that can compete with the Chiefs. Okay, number 1, man, I got the Rams. Rams just been shacking people, beating the hell out of them. Just dominating. Goff has started to. It hasn't been as dominant as he was early on, but look at Gurley. Gurley might, at this rate, break LT's touchdown record. Okay, he's just been ridiculous. Really, that offense goes as he goes. You want to stop him. Here go Cooper Kupp coming back this week. Then you got Robert Woods, and then you got Brandon Cook. It's just ridiculous. And then you got an offensive line that protects, that makes sure nobody get within a foot 5 feet sometimes to Jared Goff, man. It's just crazy. And defensively, Aaron Donald is starting to shaping the form. Again, and then they defense only gonna get better, getting closer to Talib coming back, getting closer to Peters coming back. Man, it's just gonna be the Rams are just gonna be tough to beat. And I do want to backtrack one thing. I think I forgot to mention the number 8 team I had was the Baltimore Ravens. Even though they did lose to the Saints on some, in my opinion, a freak loss. I had them number 8, man, because the Ravens to me. Another team, Flacco is playing very well, as good as he's played the last couple of years, and that defense is still stout. You know, and they got the formula, and they're one team that out of all those AFC teams, I think they're the one team that can intimidate the Chargers, the Patriots, the Chiefs. I think that's the one team, the Steelers. I think that's the one team that doesn't fear anybody's explosive offense, and they got the guys on defense to intimidate and make those guys think twice about flying all over that field. But anyways, man, that's my top 10 power rankings for week 8. Y'all let me know what you all think. Hit the like button, subscribe button, comment. Y'all have a productive day. 1.